Welcome, everyone, to episode 53 of the Ghiyam podcast. As always, I'll be sharing about 15 minutes or so about the energy of the week and some of the challenges that we might be experiencing and tools to help us transform the intensity of this energy into miracles in our lives. As always, I also want to thank you and show you my gratitude and appreciation for the fact that you've been sharing this podcast with your friends and family all around the world. Every day, I'm hearing miracle stories from people from every part of this world. And for those of you who don't know, actually, all of our podcasts are now also translated into Spanish. So if you look up my name on Spotify, on YouTube, or Apple, you'll have all of them in Spanish, as well as my introductory course, Your Infinite Soul, which is the absolute best way for anyone to learn this wisdom in a structured way, to give you the wisdom and tools that you need to shift to your greatest destiny. It's yourinfinitesoul.com. And also on this website, we have it in Spanish. So it's my voice in Spanish, and we're coming out with many more languages soon. So thank you again for helping me bring this wisdom to the world. Your word of mouth is really how this is getting out there. What is the energy of this week? Somebody asked me recently about one of the reels that I made that talked about how the sages say, when you give your wife or your partner something that they ask for, something that makes them happy, and whatever you spend on them to do so, this money comes back to you manyfold. This is the concept. It's known that the sages would adorn their wives, would give them whatever it is that they would ask for, especially in the physical world, whatever they wanted to feel and look beautiful, knowing with certainty that by doing so, wealth would come back to them. And what is the spiritual basis for this? And let's go deeper into it. And this also relates to the energy of this week, because this week begins the new energy of Leo. And Leo is controlled by the sun, which represents the light of the Creator. So we're actually in the month of the infusion of the light of the Creator. And the 15th of this month, which is the full moon of Leo, is actually considered to be the Kabbalistic day of soulmates, because the moon represents the feminine, the vessel. It doesn't have any light of its own. The moon is full because of the way the sun shines on it. And the full moon represents the union of male and female energy, light and vessel, fulfillment and desire. And because we have the full moon in the month of the sun, it's representing the energy of soulmates. So this entire month, the intensity that many are feeling is pushing us towards our perfected state, especially in relationships. Many times during the month of Cancer and Leo, this period is when relationships that maybe are fragile or are meant to now graduate into their next phase might end, and soulmates might even begin to come together during this time. It all depends on the spiritual work that we do, and all of this is related to the lesson of why, when we spend money on the female energy in our life, this money actually comes back to us manyfold. So Kabbalah discusses a very powerful concept, and we've spoken about this so many times before, but our mind always drifts away from this truth. There is no shortage of fulfillment. There is no shortage of blessings. There is no shortage of the light of the Creator. All the things that we desire in this world, even desires that we don't have yet, even things that we don't even know we want yet, the fulfillment of these desires exists, and it exists right now. The energy of fulfillment has never left us since the time of creation. In fact, if you're going through a breakup, you feel that you've lost something. If you're going through some kind of monetary loss, maybe you lost your job, maybe some kind of financial problems are occurring, or maybe you were diagnosed with something. You found out that you have some kind of illness, or maybe you're trying to have a child, you were pregnant, and now you're not pregnant anymore. Something happened and you feel a loss. All of these losses that we feel, even when somebody passes away and leaves this world, the sages say are an illusion. You haven't actually lost anything, because the light of the Creator never leaves. The energy of fulfillment has always been there since the time of creation and has never left. So why is it that we experience darkness and loss? Why is it that my bank account can say I have a certain amount and 3 weeks later, I don't have that money anymore? Why is it that I had this relationship and I thought it was going well and I thought that they cared about me, and then in one day I found out that I'm betrayed. And one day I found out that they are not reciprocating that love. Have I lost something now? The sages say that all loss is an illusion. In the same way that the light of the light of the sun is always shining. But if it's nighttime right now, does that mean that the sun stopped shining? Does that mean that all of a sudden the sun decided, I'm not going to shine anymore, and so it becomes night? We know that nighttime is not a result of the sun not shining. The sun never changed. It's always shining in the exact way it always has. It's that the position of the earth now is different. And so relative to that sun, we are experiencing darkness. What has changed? It is not the light that's changed. It is not the sun that's changed. It is the vessel that is changing. The vessel is the only thing that changes. So when one day I have a relationship, the next day I don't. One day I have a business, the next day I don't. One day I had healing, and the next day I don't. Actually, the healing never left. The money never left. And the relationship never left. What changed? My consciousness changed. My vessel changed, and it's giving me the illusion, the experience of darkness. So what should a person do when they're experiencing heartbreak? What should a person do when they're experiencing monetary loss? What should a person do when they find out that there's sickness? They need to hold on to the consciousness and certainty that nothing is missing. You can feel the pain of the loss because you have to allow your body to mourn. And what the pain does is actually cleanse negativity. So there is a purpose to the pain. Let the pain cleanse you. The same way that when you have pain at the gym, you're not sad and running to the hospital because you feel that your body is weak. The pain you feel at the gym, or even the soreness you feel the next day, is elating you because you know that this pain is doing something very powerful to your body. It's creating a beautiful vessel to hold a toned body, a healthy body, a beautiful body. So this pain in your mind is actually very, very profound and beautiful. And if your trainer was not helping you, pushing you to your limits, and you are not feeling pain, you wouldn't consider him or her a good trainer. So in the same way that you've now lost this relationship, lost this child, lost this person, lost this money, lost this healing, quote unquote, feel the pain of the loss, but tell the body, hey body, you're feeling this pain. My soul is going to have a different path, and we'll discuss that in a moment. So first, body, you are feeling pain. Feel it, enjoy it, embrace it. All pain comes from the creator body, and the creator is good, so don't worry about it. Don't stress out. The same way that the pain that comes from the trainer is good. In fact, we're paying the trainer. We go back to the trainer every day. We pay him or her to cause pain because we know how good this pain is. Now, once you're feeling the pain, you don't want to suppress, you don't want to say there is no pain, you're feeling the pain, and you say the pain is good, it's no longer pain. Pain that is good is no longer pain. You start to feel the endorphins. You start to feel the goodness. Now, back to the soul. The soul has to know, and the soul does know, that all loss is an illusion. The sun never stops shining. That means your soulmate has always been with you. But I'm alone. I'm coming home to a lonely home. I'm going out tonight and I have no one to go out with. Everyone else is in a relationship. I am not. You're telling me my soulmate is here? You must believe with certainty, and you must feel from your mind, body, and soul that you are with your soulmate. You must know it is a complete illusion that this person is not here. You must know that it is a complete illusion that you're going through a breakup. How many stories have I even shared with you? Even financial ones. Remember the famous one about one day my CFO calls me and says, we've lost $1 million. It was stolen from us. There was wire fraud, there was a scam, and we lost $1 million. And I remember first feeling the pain of the loss because now we have issues. We have issues with cash flow. We're going to have issues paying payroll. We have issues with marketing spend. We have issues. The money is gone. But I remember, and this is the responsibility of the founder in every business, the money is not gone. It is a complete illusion that the money is gone. I have complete certainty that the money is there. It's always been there. The bank says no. That's okay. The FBI says no. The attorneys say no. But if my consciousness stays strong and certain that the money has never left, it's always been there. Since the beginning of time, the money's been there. In fact, more money is there than I even can comprehend. What will happen is the physical world now must create a vessel to hold the light of my consciousness called the money is there. If I have certainty that the money is there, that certainty generates an energy force, a light. And it's not that it's generating a light, it's creating a vessel for the light that's already there. The $1 million of energy is already there. It never left. It's just that I'm going through a test thinking it's not there. That is my test. If I can overcome my doubts, my fear, and my anxiety, my fear about the future, my fear of not being able to do this or buy that or travel here or so on and so forth, I rise above those fears. I say it's an illusion and the money is there. I now create the vessel. My certainty becomes the vessel that will reveal the light that has always been there. And then the physical world will follow what my consciousness has dictated. I was speaking with a journalist recently that wants to come out with an article about my life story. So she asked me, what is one of the most powerful lessons that you can share with our audience? The publication is a financial one. So she was saying a lot of her readers are worried about the tariffs, about the economy, and the impact that the economy is going to have on their business. And what would I say to someone who is worried about the tariffs? And I shared this example in my live seminars, that I'm in a group with 10 other CEOs and founders. We have a text message group, and we're always sharing with each other lessons and learnings and pain points. And when those tariffs hit, you have now 10 founders who have built businesses from the ground up. We're talking 9-figure revenue businesses who literally were untouchable for the last 5 or 10 years. Constant growth, constant profit, the best of the best. And they realized that in 3 to 6 months, they were going to be bankrupt. They went from the top of the world to actually an existential threat of 3 to 6 months being bankrupt. What was powerful about the ones that were facing this? Not everybody in the group was facing this. The tariffs didn't affect everybody, but the ones who were. And this is a great leader. This is a great founder. None of them saw the tariffs as victims. They saw it as an opportunity. They saw it as an opportunity because they've trained their mind to believe that all darkness, all challenges, all pivots are actually opportunities to expand the vessel to reveal more energy. They may not use that terminology because they don't know Kabbalah the way we might, but they have already seen what the rules of the game of life are. Tariffs, doesn't matter. Taxes, doesn't matter. Consumer spending is down, doesn't matter. Costs go up, doesn't matter. TikTok shuts down, doesn't matter. Facebook costs go up, doesn't matter. No, when Apple shut down their tracking and it made marketing more inefficient, costs went up, doesn't matter. Every single thing that happens to these types of founders, they have so much certainty that it's all an illusion. And because they have this certainty, because their mind, they dictate reality, they dictate the economy, they dictate consumer spending, their consciousness, their energy creates the reality that then draws the right people to their company, that draws the right ideas to their innovation, that draws the right marketers, that draws the right everything. They know they're always going to be connected to the light of the creator. They know that they'll always be in the right time, in the right place, meeting the right people. And it's not that they logically know how that's going to happen. It's just that they know as long as they maintain certainty, as long as that certainty then reflects in their work ethic. Because if you're not working hard, if you're not working consistently, if you're not pushing yourself to a certain standard, it also means you don't have certainty. Because people who are lazy are just people who don't have certainty. So obviously, if you have certainty, you can't just sit on your couch and say, I have certainty that the money's there. Your body needs to emulate your certainty. The way you spend your time needs to emulate your certainty. Because if you have certainty that the money is there, you know that you're fully complete. The truth is, when this energy of completion, this energy of wholeness comes through you, what do we want to do when we feel whole? We want to share. We want to give. We want to create. People who feel whole work very hard because they're so happy to work. They love working. It's not work for them because their work is like giving. They love what they do. When you feel needy, when you feel that you want something, when you feel you're broken and you work from that place, you always feel drained. You always feel like you have a job because you're always trying to fill the need and the need can never be filled. So feeling whole, feeling certain, knowing that no matter what challenge comes, it's an illusion, then draws an energy that pushes you into the world in the right way. You are guided divinely and you will always meet the right people. I can tell you for the 12 years that I've been in the business world, whether it's Marry with Organics or my own platform, always the right people have come. And I've found more people in my company that are still with the company today that have entered C-level positions simply from prayer and meditation and just finding them randomly places or even randomly on LinkedIn than the best headhunters in the world that we've hired, than the best recruiters in the world that we've hired, have not been able to attract the level of talent that I've learned simple prayer and meditation and certainty can attract and bring to me at an event or a coffee shop or just me scrolling online and finding a profile on LinkedIn and realizing maybe this soul is the one that we need to hire. And so I have learned that consciousness rules all. And consciousness is the most powerful vessel that we have to reveal the light that's already there. So now let's go back to the original discussion we had. Why would the sages give everything to their wives? The sages saw their wives as the epitome of the vessel of all their energy. And the vessel is the only thing that matters. The light doesn't change. Everything is about adorning the vessel. In life, the way we adorn the vessel, which is our consciousness, is by having certainty. Every time you have certainty, it's like you're giving gifts to your vessel. Every time you have certainty, you're strengthening the vessel, which holds the light of the Creator. So if your wife, if the feminine energy in your life is your vessel, you will do everything in your power to adorn the vessel. You do everything in your power that the vessel is beautiful, that the vessel is strong, that the vessel is whole. Because when the vessel is created, the light becomes revealed. So however much money we spend on creating the vessel, it doesn't matter. I used to always say, whatever money you spend on your consciousness, it's money that is never wasted. It always comes back. Because for every dollar you spend on having more certainty brings back $1,000. So $1 brings back 1,000. And that's why the sages said for every dollar they spent on their wives, many double, triple, quadruple fold would come back. And this is a belief system we must all have. Any money that we are spending on the creation of a vessel, whether that vessel is spirituality, that vessel is consciousness, or even money that you spend going to the gym, being healthy on good food, as long as your meditation is, I'm doing this to have a healthy body, which is the vessel for my soul, which is the vessel for the light, that money comes back. If you're going to the gym, or if you're working out, or if you're beautifying yourself because you're feeding an insecurity, because you're thinking that's the only way to attract my soulmate. If you're thinking, I don't love myself, so I need to do something to myself to love myself more, that's when the money doesn't come back. It's all about the consciousness and the intention of whatever we're spending on to build the vessel for spirituality. And if we are spending on the people in our lives, if we're spending on the feminine energy in our life, if we're spending on our wife, and the meditation is, through her, I am becoming a vessel. Through her, the vessel is being created to manifest my light, that money comes back. This is also true in what the sages said, that every child you bring to the world brings wealth. You would think that with every child, your expenses go up. You're actually going to lose money. But I've never seen a family actually go broke because they had children. In fact, you see families that have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children. And they don't even have the money necessarily. But somehow more money comes because each child that is created is a new vessel. And this new vessel draws new light. So yes, every child brings a blessing. It's also true as you expand your home, as you adorn your home, the home that you live in, the walls, they should have consciousness. You should decorate your home in such a way that it reflects high consciousness. You should be careful not to fight in your home or argue in your home or have hatred in your home or have evil speech in your home. For the walls are the vessel of your body. So the home is a vessel for the body. The home is a vessel for the clothing. The clothing is a vessel for the body. The body is a vessel for the soul. The soul is a vessel for the light of the Creator. And each of these vessels need to be taken care of. Your soul, you do that through your consciousness and your spiritual work. Your body, we do that through food and through exercise and through sleep. Your clothing, very important that you buy clothing that you feel comfortable in, that you feel elevates you, that you feel is representing your perfected self. Don't be cheap about your clothing. Don't have dirty clothing. The sage is very specific about it. Dress as if you were going to be in front of the king. Be comfortable to be in front of the king. And then the final vessel is the home, where you live, what place you live in. Spending extra money to adorn your home or to live where you feel you can manifest your greatest self will always come back to you. I remember for the last 10 years, I've probably moved homes 8 times. Each time I felt that I wanted to go to my next level, I changed my home. I moved into a different place that I felt was more befitting of the energy I wanted to become, not the energy I was then. This week, there is so much energy available, more than ever. But then again, this energy has always been available because energy doesn't change. What is available now is that the light is helping us build a vessel for this energy. This vessel is certainty, that nothing is ever lost. Nothing has ever been lost. You are whole and complete already inside of you. Let's do a mantra to close out this week's energy. Creator, I examine my life and I look at all the areas where I believe I have lost, where I believe something has been taken away from me, where I believe I am at a disadvantage, where I believe that things aren't fair. I now know they are all illusions. The energy has never been lost. I am wealthy. I am strong. I am powerful. I am healed. I have children. I have friends that I love. I'm safe everywhere I go. I know that I am unique and that my soul can reveal a light that only my soul can reveal. Help me have complete certainty. Everything is for the good, and nothing is ever lost. Help me see the perfection in all the people around me. Help me appreciate the vessels in my life, the feminine energy in my life, my children, my partner. Help me adorn the vessels in my life. Help me never be afraid to give, to spend, knowing that the energy is immortal. Energy is never lost. I am abundant. I want to be an endless channel of giving. And I know this is how I will receive everything.